Thank you very much. Breaking news right now. Congressman Dan Bishop, speaking live, we've been hearing from several different congressional leaders on that vote happening today on the Speaker of the House. Let's listen in.
Thank you.
All right, good day. Thank you very much.
How's that for timing,
yeah,
right?
We
were just talking about timing.
Yeah, I know it is. That tends to happen. But again, we continue to follow this here. 24 minutes away from the vote being tallied today. Again, the fourth round, Kevin McCarthy failed to get the majority of the votes, not once, twice, or three times. Who will be Speaker? Because you're going to need this person to get anything accomplished. Keep in mind, swearing in of newly elected leaders to Congress.
Right. It's not just swearing in. That's, of course, the first step, but then also, of course, discussing committee assignments and future legislation. What are really the priorities of the now majority GOP? You can't get those started until you've got a Speaker of the House. We haven't seen something like this since 1923, and really, we haven't seen something like this in modern history. Again, of course, the impact of what it's going to mean for the future of the GOP, we'll be watching very closely. All right, let's head back to National Report Court. We've got a stable camera shot there for that. Gentlemen, thanks so much for standing by. Michael, I guess we heard from Joshua just at the very end there. Again, the defense from Paramount Plus, and could this set any sort of precedent when you think about how these film studios approach future films when it comes to, minors and also what their roles might entail?
Absolutely. This should have an effect to people to be more, if it's true. I mean, it still hasn't been, it's just an accusation. It hasn't met any standard of proof here yet. It's in litigation. But I do think it's very important that this will set forward that it will remove any sort of kind of multiple meanings as to what constitutes nudity, what constitutes sex on a film, all these kind of things. And I think we're talking about something that was not really so openly discussed 55 years ago, and people were not aware of the dangers of those kind of actions as they are today. So I do think, regardless, it will teach a lesson forward. And I'm sure my client's not happy to hear me say that, but in this instance, that's the way it would be.
Josh, finally here, the court filings say that Hussey and Whiting have suffered emotional damage, mental anguish for decades, and that each had careers that did not reflect the success of the movie of Romeo and Juliet, which, again, did see some success there in that time. Final thoughts from you on this, again, coming up to $500 million tally. Your final thoughts.
Yeah, that's really where the rubber hits the road, is establishing how this affected their careers, how this may have affected their ability to get movie deals, if they were somehow typecast after this role. But that emotional distress claim is really also where they're going to find these damages on what kind of harm did they suffer in the decades that followed.
All right, we'll follow that again. That was just announced, that lawsuit for $500 million. We'll see what happens. Joshua Ritter, Michael Korbanix joining us live to break that down to National Report Court. We appreciate both your time, gentlemen. Thank you.